In this video, I'm going to guide you through the prepositions review section of the study guide. But before I do that, I just want to make sure you know exactly which part of the study guide we are looking at. So make sure you have that study guide open. And we're going to be towards the top. Prepositions are the first section. We're going to look especially at this prepositions practice, which is right there. But before we do that, I want to go over just a few general definitions to make sure you understand what a preposition is. So to put it as simply as possible, a preposition is a connecting word. It's a connecting word. It is connecting two other words in the sentence. One of those words is going to be a noun or a pronoun. And the preposition will connect that noun or pronoun to another word in the sentence. And it is usually towards the end of the sentence, that word. And that other word that the preposition is connecting to the noun or the pronoun is called the object of the preposition. The object of the preposition. Preposition is connecting that object to a noun or pronoun in the sentence. So here's what an example of this might look like. Here's an example sentence. My friend is in the grocery store. So my preposition in this sentence would be in. I have it circled here. In. And you might remember that's one of the most common prepositions that you'll see. Now, the two words or phrases that the preposition is connecting together are my friend, that is the noun or pronoun, noun in this case, and the grocery store. The preposition is explaining the relationship between those two things. And one other term you have to be aware of is prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrase. And that is the preposition plus the object at the end of the sentence. Again, that's that word that the preposition is connecting to the noun or the pronoun more towards the beginning. The preposition plus the object of the sentence. So in the case of the example sentence I showed you earlier, my friend is in the grocery store. My prepositional phrase would actually be in the grocery store. In the grocery store. It's that end part of the sentence. So it starts with the preposition, which I'll circle. Starts with the preposition in and ends with the object of the preposition, which is the grocery store. In the grocery store. So now I want you to apply what we just talked about to a passage from the story. So you're going to find this passage on your study guide. It's this chunk down here. And after you read it, I want you to look through and highlight prepositional phrases that you see in the passage and also underline the prepositions themselves. If you're having trouble remembering what examples of prepositions are, I also recommend that you pull up your video notes at this time. They are linked up here, but you should have your own copy where you've highlighted the examples of the prepositions that you saw. Pull that up if you haven't already. Then I would like you to read through this passage, pause this video and read through it. So hopefully you've read through the passage by this time. I'm going to show you an example of how your annotations on this passage might look. So a prepositional phrase that I see in this passage is this, run with me, or excuse me, with me. All right, so your preposition here, which I'm going to underline, is with, and you'll see that on your video notes as well. With is a preposition. But the whole prepositional phrase also needs to include the object of the preposition or the word that is being connected to another noun or pronoun. So in this case, the full prepositional phrase would be with me. And I'm going to highlight that. So that is what you're going to do for the rest of this passage as well. Once again, I want you to pause this video and make those notes on your own. Then when you unpause it and continue, I'll show you a few other examples of prepositional phrases in this passage. All right, hopefully you've made some notes on the passage at this time. I have not gone through and annotated everything, but I picked two other examples that have different prepositions than what we looked at before. So one example is here, to the wrought iron door. That full phrase is a prepositional phrase. So you've got your object of the preposition here, the wrought iron door, and your preposition itself is to, which I also have underlined. Then one other example you might have seen is this, in the vestibule. So I've got in underlined, that's a really common preposition. And I've also got vestibule highlighted because that is the object of the preposition. All together in the vestibule is a prepositional phrase. So hopefully that practice made you feel a little bit more comfortable with prepositions. If you still need more practice, I do have an extra practice assignment linked on the study guide as well. If you scroll up, this is under resources. It says extra prepositions practice. So please take a look at that if you haven't already and you still don't feel totally ready to go with prepositions. Otherwise, I'm always here to answer any other questions that you have.